Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to EU4 episode 6 with Byzantium. And last time we left off, we had won our war against Venice, which is pretty awesome because that netted us a lot of property. We got Euboea or something like that. We got Naxos over here. We grabbed Crete. I believe we released Corfu. They should be independent now. Yes, we released Corfu. And we do have a truce with them. So we won't be able to actually pick them up for a bit. But that's okay. They're not under anybody's rules, so we can fabricate a claim on them and then just kind of sit on it for a while. And yeah, let's unpause the game and get started. We've got Venice down here fighting some Naxosian separatists. That's what we call them, Naxosian separatists. So that's pretty great. Fighting the separatist force. If they lose, we'll go in there and deal with them. We did also take Athens, which is good. And by take it, we annexed it into our territory. And we completed a mission for that. We're going to get rid of these mercenaries since they're expensive. And then we were building up our trading ships, which it looks like they're finished. So let's go into economy. We'll raise our fleet maintenance, and we can lower our army maintenance. We're not going to be going to war with anybody for a while. Ooh, okay. Oh, man, this is a good one. Okay, I really like this for several reasons, although it's really tough to make a decision. So I'll read this one out. During a recent jousting tournament, the unheralded commoner surprised all in attendance by besting everyone who faced him until he was declared the champion. Now we face the awkward decision of what to do with him. So what do we do with this unheralded commoner? Do we make him a general? If we do, we lose 25 prestige and 25 legitimacy, but we gain a general with 100 tradition. If we just tighten the rules to make sure this doesn't happen again, we gain 25 legitimacy. So we've got to look at a couple different things here. This is somewhat rare. I don't get it too often. There was another Byzantium game I played a while back that I actually got it. And it's really good. So if you actually look at this general here, he's not bad. He's not a bad general at all. But we're going to get a general with 100 tradition. So it's probably going to be a really good general. So can we afford to lose 25 prestige and 25 legitimacy? Well, gaining 25 legitimacy is not really going to do us all that great. And we do already have a lot of prestige. And we're actually gaining prestige yearly right now, which is probably going to be like the only time in history that we're actually gaining prestige. So I always like to take the leader, especially playing as Byzantium, because we're going to be waging a lot of wars against the Ottomans, and the Ottomans always tend to roll pretty good leaders. And they start out with a pretty awesome leader, if I remember too, or a general, that is. So I usually always take it because depending on the nation I'm playing, but playing as Byzantium, it's pretty important to have a good general for your armies, because you're usually, almost everybody you're facing in the beginning of the game has generally got you outnumbered, out-teched, out everything, out-taxed, out-manpowered. So it's always good to have that general. And so we're going to do it. We're going to take the general. It's going to hurt. It's going to hurt pretty bad, but we'll get there. We're gaining legitimacy back up. We're gaining prestige back up. We will get there. However, why don't we take a look at this general? Okay, so he's not the greatest. He's really not much better than, I mean, he is better than this general, but he's not that much better. So unfortunately, sometimes that happens. We didn't, even with 100 tradition, we didn't roll the best. I've gotten one before from that had 6 pips in shock and like 5 in fire, and he was a really good general, so not the greatest, which is a little bit of a bummer, but still better than Tiberius Zeridus here, Theodosius Angelos. So let's make him the leader. He's a 2-star, or he's got 2 stars instead of 1, so he is a little bit better. And then we might as well dismiss him, I believe, since I don't think there's any point in having him. we're not going to be fielding 2 armies for a little bit. We are getting somewhat closer. Force limit of 18. We could field 2 armies, but it would be somewhat risque. So I'm not going to worry about it. We'll just get rid of them. Maybe try to roll for another general in the future. But yeah, so our trading ships should be ready to go. Let's get them grouped up. We're going to have to start building our navy back up. We might actually have some missions that we can take for that. Yes, create a proper fleet. What else is this? Protect our brethren in Nigbola. Nigbaloo. That's going to be a little bit because we've got a truce with the Ottomans. But that'll be a good mission to take in the future because we're going to take the rest of this land, more or less. The rival of our rival. Mamluks' opinion of Byzantium is at least 100. Well, that right there will help us out get some of our prestige back, and I don't see any reason why we can't get that. So that's actually an easy one as well as the fleet one. Okay, so the fleet one's going to be a little bit harder, so we'll take the rival of our rival right off the bat. Where is my... Why is my outliner not up? There we go. Alright, so let's go improve relations with the Mamelukes. That should be extremely easy to do. That'll net us that mission, and then we'll start getting our navy built up, and we'll take the second mission. After that, what is going on over here? Why is Hungary fighting Bosnia rebels? Are they at war? No. Really? They just kind of helping them out? How did that happen? They were exiled. I don't understand. That's weird. Maybe they just spawned when they were moving through. Either way, that does kind of suck. What kind of rebels were those? Bosnian noble rebels? Okay, so I guess it wouldn't have made that much of a difference. Speaking of rebels, we've got a lot of province unrest here going on. Probably something we should deal with. Protect trade. Let's go for Constantinople. Alright, Navy. We will get the Navy built up after we get the bonus with the Mamelukes. And who else? We're helping. We're improving relations with Aragon right now, who has not gone to war with Castile yet. France is insanely large for 1460. It's way too early in the game for France to look like that. Poland gobbled up some territory up here. The Teutonic Order is actually doing pretty well for early game. Usually they have all but like, or all their territories are sacked except for like one. Denmark just hanging out up here with Sweden and Norway. They still got that personal union going? They do. So nobody's, Norway or Sweden, neither of them have actually tried to declare their independence yet. Still too early in the game probably for that, actually, now that I think about it. I guess we'll move our army up into this area since I'm expecting some rebels to rise up. Somewhere's up here. Bosnian rebels, at that matter. And what else? We got to fabricate some claims, right? Why don't we get a claim fabricated on Corfu here? Since we will probably be taking that at some point. Although now that I think about it, the claim will probably die out before the truce does, but that's okay. Ottomans, we've still got a truce with you till 1466. That gives me 6 years to find somebody else to beat up on. The Knights, allied with Venice. Well, Venice is in a pretty nasty state right now. If I took the Knights, if I took their territory, it'd be really hard, though. The Knights are somewhat tricky because 7,000 troops is nothing to balk at, and I'd have to build up a fairly substantial navy to be able to move enough troops there to be able to take them from the sea. So, I mean, it's nothing to joke about, but at the same time, you know, I always like the Knights. There's just something about them, just the Knights of Malta, you know, or technically, as of this point in history, the Knights of Rhodes. Because in history, they actually ended up going to Malta, which is what, right over here, right? Somewhere in this area. I think this area. Anyways, they ended up moving in history. So, and they became the Knights of Malta, but they were originally the Knights of Rhodes. Sorry, I'm a big history buff, so I like talking about history when I can. Anyways, but they're just really cool. I want to play as them at some point, but I wouldn't mind like trying to ally them. And then maybe like vassalize them and feed them territories and make them nice and big. Somebody mentioned in the comments a couple episodes ago that we need to be expanding east. They were joking, of course. I mean, they were serious, but they were just doing it in a joking matter, saying I was evil for expanding west. And it's true. I am being evil. The main reason I'm only expanding west right now is just because we've got that truce with the Ottomans. And can't go to war with them right now. So might as well try to grow myself to the west and take as much territory as I can. So that way, next time we fight the Ottomans, we're fighting them with a fairly large force limit. How are we doing on cash? We're actually doing really well on cash. Why don't we start getting our navy built up a little bit? I think we should be fairly close to this, plus 70, so we're getting there. What are we sitting at for advisors? Nobody. I could take the diplomatic reputation advisor, or better yet, and don't really need to worry about inflation right now. Yearly inflation reduction, national tax modifier, missionary strength. Missionary strength. I don't think I have any territories yet. I need to convert. Really? Yikes. We just got discovered doing a claim in Corfu. That's a bummer. Have a claim. Aggressive expansion. So they got minus 20 for aggressive expansion, which is not helping us. That's fine. We'll just have to wait for that to die down. So it'll still be a little bit before we can claim the rewards of that mission. Spy offense, morale of navies, trade efficiency, and then there's really no reason to go for any of these right now. But I want to get one. We're making enough money that there's no reason. I guess we'll just keep reducing our inflation for now. Feels like a good idea. I could get something for diplomatic reputations. We've got minus 3 actually because of annexing Athens. That's actually probably maybe something I could have gone for. However, he's not up here right now, so I won't worry about it. Won't pester myself with it. What territories were on the verge of unrest? 10.4. Let's get you in Albania then. Just chilling in there. I feel like I should maybe raise the morale back up just in case rebels do spawn on top of me. They don't just wipe my army out. We'll raise army maintenance. We're making enough money. We'll just get army maintenance up there. Where's all the money coming from, by the way? A lot of it should be trade. Yeah, a lot of it's trade. Taxation, too. Athens has actually got a nice tax. Constantinople is just ridiculous with a 0.95 ducats. Alright, we'll increase speed a little bit. How are we looking for with our allies here? They're pretty fond of us. Lithuania, not as much. Moldavia, Wallachia. I would like to try and get Wallachia to become a vassal. That would be awesome. Like, peacefully become a vassal, not... Where is it? Offer vassalization. But we have... so you must have a military alliance, have a relation of at least plus 190. The target country must be at peace. Right now, our economic base compared to Wallachia, the Wallachian economic base, Byzantium military power compared, so we would have to be stronger than distance between borders. So that's not going to happen for a second. What was that, and why did it just skip? I really would have liked to have seen that. Where's my bar that tells me? No, that's not what I want. Oh, we gained Naxos as a core province. Okay, I don't know why that skipped like that. But it did. But we gained Naxos as a core province. That's good. I think there should be one more province about to be cored. Yeah, Albania. That's actually still got a ways to go. Who else needs to be cored? Who else? Crete and Aboya. 134.82 administrative power. We got 308. So let's take, let's see, you're at 13% overextension. You're giving us 13%. Yeah, our overextension was really high. Let's just do Crete, get it out of the way. It's got to happen at some point. Oh, yikes, that's Catholic. I was not aware. I was not aware that we did actually have some Catholic provinces. What about Naxos? You're Orthodox, right? Correct. Crete, you are also Orthodox. Okay, so just you. You're the only Catholic? But I'm not going to be able to convert you, am I? Yep. Religious zeal. Total missionary strength in this province is minus 98. It's unfortunate. Well, we'll get that cord and then we'll mess around with it. How's Albania looking for? They're about to, I think the unrest should go down a little bit once you've cored them. A lot of just messing around with stuff this episode. We're not really, nothing too exciting, unfortunately. That's just how it goes sometimes. National unrest +2. Lose 10 prestige. But we can't afford to lose any more prestige. But we really can't afford the national unrest +2 as well. I mean, I guess we can afford it. Unfortunately, I really didn't want to do that. Independence for Bulgaria. They really want to... Bulgaria really wants to break free. These guys are about to have a rebel uprising. We're probably just going to have to do harsh treatment then. It really depends on how many will spawn. I really don't want to... I feel like I could beat them. I feel like there's really no reason for me to waste on harsh treatment. $3.2 years. We'll wait. We'll hold off. Or that's the projected anyways, 3.2 years. We're trying to manage our overextension as much as possible. War exhaustion's on the downrise. Reducing inflation. We have a lot of cash. Let's see what we can do here. Okay, we might not get this mission, but I really want to get it. Well, we got to start getting our navy built up. I can't wait too much longer. Our navy and actually our military. So, what do we got? 10,000. Let's get some Eastern Knights now. I think now would be a good time. 96, 153, 87, 85. There's really not much of a difference between 96 and 95, so I'll just do that. Still sitting at 80%. We've got 85% now on Albania's core. I think Serbia and Bosnia may be next. Like I said, the only reason I'm expanding west is because we're at this truce with the Ottomans. We're pretty much just waiting for the truce to lift before... we go to war and capture the rest of this territory. Alright, who can we improve relations with? We're still working on Aragon. How are they? What do they think of us? What do you guys think of us right now? Almost would take an alliance. But we have provinces of the same interest. We can actually start building some... putting some buildings up. Local trade power plus 50%. Castle, fort level 2. Maintenance is 1. 112 months. If we put a marketplace up in Constantinople, would that make a difference? Well, I'm sure it would. Local trade power plus 50%. But since we already own it... 29% of the trade power among countries collecting from trade. The trade power is 76. Well, the best way to find out, I guess, is to test it, right? We've got enough money. I do want to get a navy built up, though. Soon. I guess that really depends on what the Ottomans' navy looks like right now. I don't want to sort it by total. I'll just go down to them. 25 total ships, 16 are galleys, 2 are light ships, 7 are transports. I'm probably not going to knock out 16 galleys. Serbia has a small navy. They do have a port, so I could blockade them if I go to war with them. I'm getting 4 a turn. Let's get the marketplace up. Let's try that, I think, right? It'll increase the trade power by plus 12. Well, yeah, that's definitely a huge investment. Yeah, let's do that. Why not? We'll spend the money. We're getting 4 ducats a turn at this point, so I'm not that worried about it. There's our cavalry. We'll move them to our army. Just getting plus 3 ducats now. All right. I think we'll increase time a little bit. Albania is about to be cored in rate now. There we go. Awesome. Albania is now cored. That overextension is starting to drop, which is good. That's going to make a huge difference. Let's get this cord. Move you onto this fort over here. Corfu, you have no idea how bad I want to take you. You hate me. I wonder if I could try to improve relations and vassalize them. I have a claim now on them. I'm going to improve relations with them. See what happens. We'll improve relations with Corfu just because if we can... Oh, sorry, I had to shift around in my chair. If we can... maybe we can get them to ally us, and then maybe we could just vassalize them instead of having to try to wait 5 years to go to war with them. I don't see why that would be an issue. I mean, they hate us now, especially since they caught us fabricating a claim, but sometimes that turns, right? They don't have us set as a rival. And they are improving relations with Hungary. Alright, what's the rest of the world looks like? France. Come on, bro. Stop. Province. Who's your allies? Venice? That is not going to save you. I don't even know how you did that. The Papal State, huh? They're doing pretty well. Savoy is doing really well for itself. Why do those keep going away? I must have done something. What is that? Definitely display in log. There we go. Open pop-up window, show on map, pop-up and pause. No. When an event happens to me, I need it to pop up. There. Oh, the Ottomans are fabricating a claim. Yeah, pop up and pause too. There we go. I must have at some point turned that off. So the Ottomans were fabricating a claim on Naxos, which means they're gearing up for war, and they've got 3 years until that war happens. Catholic zealots have risen. I expected that. Not too worried about it. 8,000. They got a 3-shock general, but that's it. That's all they've got. 3-shock general. Let's get our maintenance up there. That's why I kept the army maintenance somewhat high, so that way when this did happen, I knew this was going to happen. Wait. I want to wait. Oh, okay. Never mind. I wanted to wait till the morale's high, but there we go. Austria went to war. They've taken control of it. Gets religious violence until 1465. That's only 2 years. Oh, right here. Alright, we're going to get a negative modifier for crossing over here and attacking them, but I think we'll be able to... I don't think we're going to have an issue beating them. Let's find out. 50 military tradition... Or military... Yeah, not an issue. I mean, it could have been an issue. We definitely did lose a lot of troops. Let's get our army built up. That's what I think we should do next. Get our army built up. We've got... Alright, we took it back. We've got 4 more slots we can fill for our force limit. So I think we'll get 1 more knight. And then let's get another Eastern Medieval Infantry. And we're going to cut this episode off here since we're out of time. So not an extremely eventful episode. Really just trying to recover from all the wars. You can't go to war too many times. You've got to, you've got to manage your overextension and manage your rebels and everything. Because if you go to war too many times, this is what starts happening. So you've got to be very careful. But we are looking pretty good right now. I think we're closing in on another war with the Ottomans. 2 more years, and I'm sure the Ottomans are going to declare war on us. So we need to start preparing ourselves for that. I'm going to start getting a navy built up, and then Serbia and Bosnia will be right down the road as well. They are currently at war with Corfu. Really? Corfu's being sieged by Serbia. Honestly, that makes me even happier because we did have a truce with Corfu, but if Serbia takes Corfu, and more than likely they will, then when we take Serbia, we can take Corfu as well, so we don't have to wait for the truce to run out. And we can even release Corfu as a vassal or something. So not a bad gig at all. However, I do hope you guys enjoyed this episode, and I'll see you next time.